Hey friends, it's Rosalind. Welcome back to our gardens and our tiny farm. Some dreams take years to grow, and this one has been quietly tucked in my heart for a long time. Today we're starting something we've dreamed about for so long. We're finally building a greenhouse. We've been growing flowers, vegetables, and plants everywhere we can. The porch, garden beds, little corners behind the house, and even in our garage. I wonder if you guys have little corners like this as well. But a greenhouse will let us start seeds earlier, it will help protect the tender plants, and we'll be able to grow so much more for the gardens and for our honeybees. A greenhouse is a place where the garden can begin long before spring arrives. This past spring, we decided to turn this grass patch into a raised bed garden, but with all the other projects we had going on, we didn't get around to finishing it. All summer long, we tossed around different ideas on what to do with this space. Then, in late summer, an idea began to form. We decided to build a greenhouse and place raised beds in front of the greenhouse. The spot beside the orchard and behind the cut flower garden felt like the place to build a greenhouse. It will eventually be a bit more sheltered when the trees mature. It's bright and it's close to everything we love. Today we're marking out the footprint, staking the corners, and imagining what this space will become. It's not huge, but it's exactly the space we've needed. The greenhouse will be 10 foot by 16 foot. We're keeping the design simple. It will have little pieces of cottage style charm, at least. That's what we're aiming for. The plan is to keep the design simple and timeless. I have been saving greenhouse inspiration for years, especially from Pinterest. I did draw up a visual for you guys using AI. I'll share it in just a second, but the plan is to keep the design simple and timeless. White frames, tall roof line, lots of windows. Since Harley and I have never built a greenhouse before, I guess we will be learning together with all of you and we will share the whole process with you. Today we are planting the first spring flowers that will be growing in front of the greenhouse in spring. And I don't have a whole lot of experience with raised beds, so if you guys have any tips, I would love to hear about them. This past spring and summer was the first time that we had grown anything in raised beds. We grew ranunculus in the one bed, and the other one had vegetables planted in it. And when we removed the ranunculus, we filled it with late summer and early fall crops. But I had just come in with all raised bed mix for those two beds. And you know that if you're trying to fill quite a few beds, that can actually become quite costly. So we are filling these beds with the topsoil that we had removed from where the greenhouse is being built on. And then I am just mixing in some raised bed soil and some compost manure in with it to kind of loosen all of that soil and add nutrients in with it. Harley built these three raised beds for me, and we're just going to kind of experiment with it to see how much we like having raised beds. And if we do like it, we might just completely turn the cut flower garden, which is right here behind me. We might just completely fill this with raised beds as we are able to. He stapled a double layer of landscape fabric on the bottom of each raised bed to hopefully keep the voles and the mice out, as well as keep the soil inside of the raised beds. In this raised bed, we are going to be growing ranunculus in it in spring, but this raised bed will be filled with the tulip for cut flower growth. We have almost 400 tulip bulbs to get planted. This variety is going to be divided between two planters, and they'll be placed in front of the greenhouse in spring. There's 70 tulips, so there will be 35 tulips in each planter. But here is what we're going to be planting into the raised bed today. We have a couple packages of the Magnolia Dreams blend. There is Labrador, a couple packages of those. We have a couple packages of the Black Parrot. We have a couple packages of the, is it Purissima? A couple packages of the Lady Lisa blend. There is 15 of the Ronaldo tulips. We have 50 of this variety. These are absolutely gorgeous. There is 25 of Sani tulip, 20 of Katinka tulip, 25 of Windham tulips, 25 of the Dreamer tulips. I grew these last spring. They are so pretty. 25 of the Jacuzzi tulips and 25 of the Aveyron tulips. All right, friends, we have 255 tulip bulbs in this bed. And then in this bed, we will have our ranunculus growing. And if we come this way, we're going to have a couple more beds in here. And this bed will have the larkspur growing in it. But can you imagine what that will look like if you walk down this pathway in spring with all of these flowers in bloom, the greenhouse in the background with planters filled with tulips right in front of the greenhouse? You know, friends, even though it may not look like much yet, it's the beginning of something we're going to use every single day. Soon this empty rectangle will be filled with warmth and lights, trays of seedlings, and the promise of spring. I'm so grateful to have you here, friends, as we begin this new chapter, and I can't wait to bring you along for each step. The greenhouse build has officially begun.